Good afternoon, everyone. All right, I've got something a little bit different in today. This is a EDC16 off the top of my head. I'm going to skip across the diag and I'm going to show part of what we're hoping is the repair on this. So essentially, we've got no comms, we've got good signal, good feeds from our CAN transceivers, we've got no data coming to them. Now, this ECU has had a few intermittent ongoing issues. I've traced the board back from our transceivers all the way back to the main processor here. And I've got nothing from a couple of the pads just outside here, which trace back to our transceivers. Now, I'm going to whip this processor off. I'm going to clean the board up, clean the chip up. We're going to reball it, we're going to reinstall it, and hopefully that fixes our issue. Now, I haven't shown or filmed the before stuff, but we will show the process of getting this BGA chip off. Now, obviously, fair bit of heat. We're going to use a lot of flux. We're going to get this thing off gently without killing any pads on the chip or on the board. Now, with this particular EDC16 processor that we're going to remove, this area, there's not a whole lot around it. We've got a lot of caps around the top and the side, but they're not really in a position that I'm too worried about them blowing away. I do like to use some thermal tape or some heat tape around chips that have a lot more around them, essentially. I am going to use a decent amount of flux to get this off as well, and then we're going to have to clean and reball this processor. Now, it is a bit of a process, and it's something that you want to be very gentle about. It's definitely not the first thing that I would recommend someone to try and do. It's very easy to rip and to bugger up the pads. A good sort of displacement of heat is the main thing you want as well. So a good hot air station is needed. There is different tools you can get to do this and to get these off, but this is the way that I like to do it. This is the way that I normally do it. You'll see with a good amount of heat, that is off. We're clean, so I've got some cleaning to do. I'm going to reball this chip and we are going to get it back on. All right, now board side's all cleaned up, as you can see. I'm going to get a bit of ISO on there. I'm going to give it a scrub, but we have all nice clean pads. Happy days. Once this chip's all reballed, I can get that back on there, whack some heat on it, and she'll stick right down. There's the other end of that. That's our processor all Mickey Mouse cleaned up. Happy days. So I'm going to get this in a stencil now. We're going to get this thing reballed. All right, so heat, as we can see, all reballed. We're going to go back on now. What'll happen is I can't show this with one hand. I'll have to take the camera off, but once this has tacked itself to the board, I'll be able to just nudge the edge of the chip and it'll pull itself back into place. That's how we know that all the balls under there are seated and it's got a good connection to the board. Then I can just pin the ECU out, retest it, make sure it's all fixed. We've got good communication. If we do, she'll get sealed back up and shot back to the customer.